All right, today's workout we got 24.4 Masters League Open. We got 24 cal row into 12 deadlifts at 90 kilo, 24-meter overhead walking lunge single arm, 22.5 kilo dumbbell, and then 6-bar muscle ups, 20-minute AMRAP. Strategy wise, I was looking to hold sort of 1,000 per hour cals, which is not fast clearly, but just looking to stay consistent with that. Deadlifts, singles the whole way, due to my injuries, haven't been able to deadlift consistently, so just that was mainly just to keep working or keep moving, and has minimal sort of trying to get as least fatigue into the back as possible, so I wasn't lowering the bar down the whole way. With the overhead lunge, I was going to break it up, so that's 6 meters from cone to cone there. Every 12 minutes you had to change hands. I was going to break it up every 6, so put the dumbbell down, turn around, go back. With the bar muscle ups, hands are definitely not conditioned for bar muscle ups, so I broke that into 2 sets, so 2 sets of 3, and that was the game plan. Execution wise, the row I was a little bit slower than I would like, sort of averaged sort of the 950 to 900, rather than the 1,000 across all rounds. Obviously the first one was a little bit faster, but a little bit slower on the other rounds. Deadlifts, towards the end, I really felt them. I'm doing this sort of editing and voiceover a few hours, what was that, 3 hours after finishing. Back is definitely a little bit tender. It's probably the worst my back's felt in a little bit, but nothing crazy. So still chalk it up to a win. Haven't done that weight and volume in don't even know. So again, chalk that up to the win. The overhead lunge, were just okay. Nothing crazy. Weren't particularly difficult. Weren't particularly easy. They were just okay throughout. Just due to the whole workout, and also doing this at 5 o'clock in the morning. Even though I do normally train at about sort of 4:45 every morning, it's just body weight and conditioning, so I don't do weights in the morning. So this was a big change from that, and it definitely affected me throughout the workout. Also, I probably needed another 5 minutes of warming up. I think I didn't warm up adequately for this one, which definitely affected me in this particular workout as well. So tips for this one, obviously depending on your strengths. I would say with the rower, definitely choose a pace you know you can maintain. Don't try and go as fast as you possibly can on the rower, because you'll end up your rest periods will just blow out. Again, the reason I did the singles on those deadlifts was to keep those reps ticking over. Towards the sort of middle to the end of the workout, I would have liked to pick the bar up a little bit quicker, but I was still pretty consistent. And to be honest, I was more worrying about my back than sort of not being able to pick up the bar. So a little bit of a mental barrier there on those deadlifts. And same for the overhead lunge. There was a few towards the end where I rested a little bit too long, and definitely if I was to do that workout again, would be forcing myself to pick up that dumbbell a little bit faster. I still would have, if I was to do it again, broke it up every 6 meters, and just focused on having that rest a little bit shorter. But sorry, the interruption there. I've got my little daughter here, Her mum is at work nice and early this morning. That's why I had to do this workout so early. That was the only time I was going to be able to do it. So, sorry for the background noise there. Where was I? Strategy for the deadlift. So obviously depending on your strength in that movement, you may be able to keep it unbroken for the entire workout. However, if you start obviously noticing that the rest from off the rower to the deadlifts or deadlifts into the lunges is starting to extend, you're better off breaking it up into 2 sets. Just have that sort of that rest, and just a short one, between sort of 5 to 10 seconds rest. Do those extra or the last set of reps, and then try and move straight onto the overhead lunges. So that way those transition times are nice and short, and you're ticking over reps without that time sort of elapsing whilst doing no reps whatsoever. That's something that I really try and focus on when it comes to open workouts and competitions like that. The transitions, especially when there's quite a few transitions. This one, obviously, you're transitioning from the rower to the deadlift to the overhead lunges, and then from the overhead lunges to the bar muscle ups. And then obviously, because there's a turnaround with the overhead lunges as well, that counts as a transition. So keeping that short will dramatically increase your number of reps than if you're trying to do everything unbroken, but your transitions are really long or your rest periods are really long. So that's definitely something that I try to focus on as a game plan, and obviously during the workout as well. So with the overhead lunges, I know some people struggle with that overhead position. Keeping your elbow locked out and that dumbbell over your head, or over your shoulder, or even slightly back, is going to help with balance and keeping your torso upright. So when you see me doing the lunges next, just have a look at where my torso is. I try and keep my shoulders over my hips. So if you're leaning forward, especially with in that overhead position, it's just going to pull everything forward, and you're putting more stress on that lead leg, making it, there's more weight on that leg, therefore making the lunges harder as well. So I generally have the dumbbell slightly back of the shoulder, or back from the shoulder, I should say, just as that counterbalance helps keep me upright with those lunges, keeping the weight over the hips, so there's not as much weight on that front leg. Going into the bar muscle ups, once again, depending on your strengths and the weaknesses with the bar muscle ups, if you've got bar muscle ups, obviously it's quite low reps, only 6 per round. Doing them unbroken isn't unheard of, and there's going to be plenty of people that are going to be able to do that. For those that struggle with them, breaking them up, or even doing singles, what I recommend, if you are doing them one at a time, go to a lower bar. So I'm actually on quite a high bar. Not that I'm doing like a max jump or anything like that, but definitely expending energy jumping up to the bar if you're doing singles. So still making sure that obviously you get that clearance of the feet, but going to a low bar so you don't have to jump up each time will save on energy and time, and allow you to do those reps a little bit faster, and as in not spending as much time in between each rep. So I chose to do 2 sets, and that was, prior to doing the workout, that was just because I understood that my hands are not conditioned to doing high rep pull-ups, let alone bar muscle ups. So the only time I ever get like blood blisters or tear is on bar muscle ups, and usually it's high volume because I do a lot of pull-ups and chest to bar pull-ups and stuff like that. So my hands are usually quite conditioned to that. So that was the main decision for breaking it up. But having said that, when I did get to that first set, and that was again part of not warming up, or not doing an extra 5 minutes, I felt that I definitely needed that a few extra reps of warming up for those bar muscle ups. So I'm not exactly where I want to be with my pulling movements at the moment. So that's sort of explanation of why I chose those reps. So just going back a little bit, that overhead position, the dumbbells back from the shoulder, torso is nice and upright. A little bit forward on that one, but trying to maintain that shoulder over the hips just to make those lunges a little bit easier. Overall, for where I'm at, I'm okay with it. I definitely noticed it doing it or a heavier weight early in the morning definitely didn't benefit me at all, and I needed at least another 5 minutes of warming up before I went into this workout. But I was sort of on time crunch and I had to get it done. So it is what it is. Overall, not too bad. Again, enjoyed this particular workout. It definitely tested me more than the other 3 workouts, which is always a good thing. This is why I do these workouts, to challenge myself and push myself and ultimately improve overall. So this is probably my favorite one, simply for that reason, that it challenged me a little bit more than the others. Not that the others were easy by any stretch. It's just this one from where I'm at definitely challenged me a lot more. So till next one.